Hi everyone, it's Kim again. I'm back. Hope you carried on tapping last week after we did those sessions. It was great to have you join me and see that you watched the recording, so that's great. Thank you for that. And I hope you got some benefit out of it too. So tonight's session is on body checking and looking in the mirror. And I know this was a big issue for me, and almost, every day when I'd wake up, my hand would automatically go to my stomach to see how it felt. I would walk through town and I'd look in shop windows at my reflection as I went past, and but I would never be happy with what I saw. So, hi Sarah. Nice to have you on. Thanks for joining me. Good to have you. So our stomach checking and looking in sort of shop, windows and reflections and stuff was a real big thing to me. So I totally get this topic. So we're going to be doing some tapping in a minute, and I'm hoping that you're going to tap along with me and repeat after me again, but using your words as appropriate, as I've always said. Basically, I'd just like to say again, these tapping sessions that we're doing are great, and they're great to sort of challenge the behaviours that we have. But it won't, there will be lots of objections and lots of protests and stuff. And it's about looking at making, if you want to make permanent differences, permanent changes, if you want to let this go completely from your life, you need to look at changing your whole mindset. That's really what's going to work and allow you to have long-term permanent recovery. Okay, so again, I just wanted to make that really clear because it's important. Okay, so we're going to get started. Sarah, I hope you're ready and you're going to tap along with me. So let's get straight into it. So starting at the karate chop point, I'm not going to go through the tapping sequence because you've had it so many times now. Okay, let's get going. So deep breath. Even though when I look in the mirror, I see fat, I completely love and accept myself. Even when I look in the mirror and all I see is a fat body, I completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though all I see and think of is I'm fat, I completely love and accept myself. I constantly body check to see if I look fatter. And on a few occasions, I don't think I look too bad. And I feel some temporary relief. But most times I just hate what I see. When I sit down, I have to cover my legs, as when I look down and see them, they look huge and I just hate them. Other people say I'm not fat, but that doesn't matter to me. It's just what I see. That's what matters. That's what's most important. I don't believe them. I don't trust them. It's hard to accept what others say, because I just don't see what they're seeing. I feel disgusting and horrible. and I feel angry and I hate it. I wish sometimes that I could just cut out the fat. But then I get upset and cry. But I wish so much that it just wasn't there. I wear the same clothes to hide it. Even though I still feel and look fat in them. But it makes me feel safe. I just hate my body. I wish I had another. But whose? Whose body would I really be happy with? Because it sounds like I'm not seeing my body as it really is anyway. And maybe I wouldn't be happy in anybody else's body. And if I did cut some fat out, would my body look better for it? Where would this end? Would I need then to take the muscle out too? Because that might look too big. And how about saggy skin? Because it's got nothing to hold on to. Everyone else says I'm not fat. It's only me that says I am. But it's only me that has Anna or Mia voice in my head. And yet again, she's the problem. I'm choosing to trust and believe her over people who love and care for me. She is distorting my view of myself. She's distorting my mind. And when I sit down, the tops of my legs will change shape because I am sat down. They will look a bit wider. But if I was to look at them from the side, they'd look smaller. It's just perspective. And I'm looking at this from the totally wrong angle. Even the mirror is not a true representation of me. It's all back to front. Again, different perspective, different angle. So what if I could look at this whole thing from a different angle? What if I could choose to change my way of thinking? What if I could choose to hate Anna or Mia? And not my body? What if I could cut Anna or Mia out of my life instead of parts of my body? I've spent so long wishing that the fat I see isn't there. But why don't I wish that Anna or Mia wasn't there in my life? Why why don't I feel angry and hate my eating disorder and feel disgusted at its horrible abuse towards me? If I want to change how I feel about my body, if I want to look at myself in the mirror and not see fat, if I want to look at myself in the mirror as a person rather than just scrutinise the imperfections, I need to let go. I need to let go of Anna or Mia. I need to let go of my eating disorder. And I can do it. It won't happen overnight. And I'll have to put in some effort. But I can do it. Other people have done it, and so can I. The question is, do I really want to? Is it worth the effort? Do I want to live for the rest of my life with this? Because things won't change by themselves. And I can live a full life being free of this. Or I can try and stay safe and in control. Even though I'm definitely not safe or in control. Everything I want is on the other side of fear. And maybe before, when I tried, I wasn't ready. But I am now. I'm ready for positive change. I'm ready to feel good about myself. I'm ready for good things in my life. I'm ready for this. I want this. I want to be free of this. And I choose to feel calm and relaxed and at peace with myself, knowing that I can do this if I want to. Just take a deep breath for me in and let it go. Well, I hope you found that helpful. Again, keep tapping on this. It's not easy. I keep saying it's not easy, and I was full of fears about letting go of my eating disorder. I did not know who I'd be the other side. I'd been, it had been such a part of my life for so long. It was like I was dependent on it, and the thought of letting go was really, really hard, and felt very, very scary. So I totally understand. But had I known what I know now, and it's all very well to look back and think, oh, I wish I'd have done this and I wish I'd have done that, and it doesn't help. It certainly doesn't help. But I do want to help you guys. I really do, because I know that it is worth it, and I know it's not the easiest decision that you're ever going to make, but just keep remembering that, what life is like for you now, how it feels, what you go through every day, every hour of every day. You're so fixated on all these behaviours and obsessions and rules and rituals that just are so draining. And yes, okay, a lot of us still function to a certain point of view, but a certain amount, but it's just such hard work. And I just remember feeling so tortured by it all, and and I literally had to take every half an hour at a time. That's all I could focus on, was just getting through the next half an hour. That's all I could manage. But if that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do. But as I said, I do really want to help you guys. As I say, if I had a magic wand and I could wave it and make everybody's life so much better, then I would. But obviously I can't do that. But the only way I can help you is the way that helped me, is by doing this work. So if you are serious about letting go of your eating disorder, if you really are ready to let this go, it is about working on your mindset. So if you're ready for that, please do get in touch about working with me. It's not about, if you want to pick up the phone and talk to me, about kind of like your fears about, moving forward, making changes and stuff. It's, I know, and I know it's difficult. So if you want to just talk to me about it to see whether you are in that position, whether you are ready, then we can do that. It's not going to be any hard sales pitch, because I'm really not into that. That's not, this, as a business idea, I chose the worst one, because I know full well that people with eating disorders, people with anorexia, people with bulimia, they don't necessarily want, my help. I know that. And so if I was doing it about the money, then this would be, I'd be much better off going and selling something else, honestly. So it's not about, the sale or it's not about that. The reason that I set up, or I did this work, or I do this work, is because I know how crap it is. And, and I just desperately want to take you out of there. I want to, I would love to come over and rescue you from the place that you're in, and, but I can't, I really can't, and that. It's ultimately, it's down to you. And I need to remember that too. So if you're interested, you really are ready, you think, I've had enough, I know that where I am now is not good at all, I want to feel free of this, then just pick up the phone and speak to me, or email me, or message me, or whatever way feels most comfortable for you. And we can talk it through. As I say, no sales pitch, no nothing, no pressure. You're very welcome, Sarah. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for joining me. If you're interested in working with me, I'm offering a 12-week complete support package, which basically covers weekly sessions. It also covers like an online group session as well. And there are daily check-ins, so that I make sure that you're okay, you're feeling okay, and if you're seeing if you need any further help, guidance, support that day, I'm totally there with you. I also give you more videos and some worksheets to go through as well, so you can start really making transformations in your life. You know all the key events, you know all the root issues that need to be dealt with, so that we can go through those and help you increase your confidence, get you feeling more positive about yourself, get you feeling like you're able to cope with life and the things that are going on in your world around you. Because once we feel that we're able to cope on our own exactly as we are, then our reason or our need to use these behaviours just seriously reduces. We haven't got that same compulsion to use these behaviours because we feel good enough about ourselves exactly as we are, and that's the place that I want to get you to. So and the other thing is that I also kind of point you in the direction of some other self-help tools and things for you to use as well, all to help you feel better about yourself. So so there's the 12-week complete support package. Now, I usually offer that for £1,497. So that's just under £1,500. But I'm happy if for the next week only, if you want to get in touch with me, if you want to sign up for that, I'm happy to offer it for £1,197, so just under £1,200 for basically 3 months of complete support. Now I think that's a great price, and it would be something that I would be really happy and willing and probably bite your hand off if it was available to me when I was looking for support. Because I remember going down the old NHS route, and the support I needed simply wasn't there. And I remember, or it wasn't there at that time. I had a huge waiting list that I had to go. I think I'd wait sort of around 4 months or something. And I felt that I needed to get worse in order to be taken seriously. I didn't feel that they thought I was ill enough. All of those things. Lots, it's all on BMI. I felt like I needed to lose more weight. So I did, and I got really ill. And and I remember contacting a counsellor who was apparently sort of like specialised in eating disorders. So I phoned her up and she said, "I'm really sorry, you're too ill for me to work with." And I was just blown away. I was like, right, okay, the NHS can't help me. This lady who says she's a counsellor and she specialises in eating disorders, and yet she can't help me. Where can I turn to? And I just felt so alone. I just did not see how I could get through this. And hence another reason why I've kind of, I do this work, because to me it's not about BMI, it's not about the food, it's not about the eating, it's about long-term permanent recovery, which, is through changing our mindset, feeling more confident and positive about ourselves, getting rid of the negative beliefs and all the past events that that still bother us. And the other thing is that I did is that I actually looked at residential treatment, private residential treatment, and I remember at the time they wanted £10,000 a month, and I was seriously tempted, and I was ready to. I actually was ready to sell my house in order to get that help, because I was so desperate for things to change. Although I was absolutely crapping myself, about changing things and kind of, losing control and being made to, gain weight and things like that. I knew that I couldn't survive, as I was. I had 2 young daughters, and I was, like I said about the half an hour thing, that was about going through every half an hour trying to come up with reasons why I shouldn't take the easy way out, and it did seem like the easy way, it would have been the easy way out at the time. but I guess I was stronger than I thought. And just as you guys have, we've survived so much, and we're stronger than we think, and we can all do this. I've done this. There's lots of other people who have done this. And the thing is with, like I said about the residential, eating disorder places, is that I went in for 4 months to a residential centre, and I had to leave my girls, which was horrible. But I knew that I needed to do it. I knew that, again, to survive and to be a good mom and to be a good role model for them, I knew that I needed to do this. There was no option for me, because it just wasn't a matter of just eating. And I think when I went into the residential place, it was, yes, okay, they got me to a healthy, restored weight, etc. But when I came out, although I was physically more healthy, my mindset hadn't changed. I still had that battle. Although I felt obviously stronger physically, and I wasn't as weak, so I could fight that little bit more, it was still a huge battle. And this is why I keep saying about so important to change the mindset, because I was still kind of being drawn into the kind of like the loveliness of wanting to, still like enticed me, into sort of like wanting to lose more weight to stay in control, because that was what was, part of my psyche. That was what it was, part of me, my thoughts, my behaviours, my mindset. And so it is about changing the mindset. That's when the real work is, and that's where the real results do happen. So sorry about all the waffle there, but I just feel it's so important that, I get that across to you, and hopefully you understand that, you'll be able to take that on board. Yeah. Okay, rant over. So Sarah, thank you so much again for joining me. Again, if you're watching this on the recording, if you want to suggest any more topics for me to cover in future videos, please do either comment or message me. That would be great. And okay, lots of love, and I will see you soon till the next video. All right, bye.